So you got your home all ready to sell. You've taken the time, you've done your repairs, your improvements, you've had it cleaned, you've had it staged. You worked with me to come up with a great price. We've analyzed the market. We've gone through this whole process, created a great strategy, put the home on the market, and you receive a lowball offer. That is so frustrating, and it can be frustrating not only to me as an agent, but also to the sellers, obviously, who put in all the time and energy to get their home ready for sale. What does this mean? What does a lowball offer mean? Well, it could mean a couple of things. One, it might mean that the buyer is trying to see how low they can purchase the home for. It can also be a buyer that's inexperienced or getting bad advice from their agent or maybe a family member as well. How do you respond to a lowball offer? Well, as a seller in North Carolina, when you receive an offer, you can accept that offer, reject it, counter the offer, or ignore it. I typically don't recommend ignoring. In my mind, any offer that comes in, we want to try to work that offer till we can't work it anymore. We want to see if we can squeeze anything out of that offer. It can also help us get a good idea if the buyer is really serious. So I always recommend countering, and I usually recommend countering close to the list price. The other thing that we're going to work on, and I'm going to work on specifically with like the buyer or the buyer's agent, is trying to help them understand the value of the home. So we may provide the comps that we used to support the purchase price. I may provide the improvements that you have made to the home or investments you've made to the home, like a new roof, a new HVAC system, so major components that the buyer isn't going to have to worry about. So we may provide this information to the buyer's agent, or if the buyer doesn't have an agent, directly to the buyer to help them understand and also to justify our list price. I also try to understand the objections that the buyer has to the purchase price. So sometimes just getting to the bottom of it up front and understanding why the buyer made such a lowball offer can help us determine what direction to go. And a good example is someone who makes a lowball offer because the interest rate is higher. Well, you know what? If they can't afford the house at the current interest rate, they should be looking at a less expensive home. Now, in some cases, we may do all this work and provide all this information, talk to the buyer's agent, try to overcome the objections. We still might not be able to come to any kind of agreement, and that's when you know you just need to walk away. The buyer truly may not be able to afford the home. It may be out of their price range, or they just may be not willing to budge. And if that's the case, it's not worth your time as a seller to go back and forth with someone who doesn't see the value in your home. So it might be best to just save your time and energy and move on to the next offer that comes in. If you want more information like this, check out my YouTube channel, Welcome to Raleigh.